I'm going to show you how to plan a secret trip to Europe where you can avoid the crowds and still see all the famous landmarks. Hey guys, it's me from my travel channel. I spent 6 months traveling around Europe this year, and most people don't realize that there are many ways to get off the beaten path, even in the most popular tourist destinations. So today, I'll be showing you how to plan your own secret Europe trip with tips on transportation, accommodation, food, apps, and more. You definitely want to stick around for number 8. It's a really cool one. So let's start with the big elephant in the room. If you want to beat the crowds, then you need to travel during the off-season. Pretty simple. But you also don't want to be stuck inside because of bad weather. So the key is to fly to warmer southern Europe in the shoulder seasons, which are spring and fall. And don't forget to set up flight alerts with Google Flights or other flight notification services so you can snatch up those cheap last-minute deals. I found that flying mid-week and being flexible with your destination can score you some amazing prices. Okay, now that you're in Europe, here's my favorite way to get around. Take a low-key European train route. Look, if you want to travel like a local, then ditch the planes and buses and take the train. But I know what you're thinking. Trains in Europe are expensive, but they don't have to be. There are many train routes that are often overlooked by tourists, like the beautiful route between Brussels and Luxembourg City. The entire journey takes about 2.5 hours, and you'll be passing through lush green landscapes. Another hidden gem is the train route between Barcelona and Girona in Spain. This route only takes about 35 minutes, and it will drop you off in a medieval town with stunning architecture. Now keep in mind that these routes are not direct. You will likely have to make at least one transfer, but that gives you more time to explore the train stations, which often have beautiful architecture and design. Plus, if you get hungry, train stations usually have local food stalls, so you can try some regional snacks and treats. Also, consider getting a train pass if you plan to take multiple trips. The Interrail pass is great if you're traveling from country to country, and the Eurail pass is good for regional routes within one country. But you do have to purchase these passes before you arrive in Europe. If trains aren't your thing, then try taking a budget-friendly regional bus. I took a route in Germany that was only €9 each way, and it was a very comfortable ride with plenty of space. The company I used was Flixbus, but there are many other regional bus companies throughout Europe. Just make sure to book your ticket in advance for the best prices. Before we move on to number 4, all right? Now that you've arrived at your destination, here's a really cool hack to navigate around Europe without getting lost. Print out an offline map. Offline maps are a must-have when you're traveling abroad because you never know when you might lose Wi-Fi or cell service. I use Google Maps to print out a physical copy of the city I'm visiting. All you have to do is type in the name of the city, click on the 3 dots at the top right corner, and then select Print. Then just make sure to check the box next to Open when offline so the map will still be accessible without internet. If you're wondering how I was able to print my maps while traveling, I actually printed them at an internet cafe. They charge a small fee to print, but it's totally worth it for the convenience. And I left a link down below to an article that has all of their locations in major cities across Europe. And speaking of Google Maps, here's another hack. Share your live location with your friends and family. You can do this by clicking on your profile icon at the top right corner of the screen and selecting location sharing. I always share my location with my mom so she knows where I am and how safe I am. Okay, now let's talk about local SIM cards versus eSIM. A local SIM card is a great way to stay connected when traveling since they typically offer unlimited data plans. However, sometimes you need to physically go to the airport store to set up your account, and that can take up valuable vacation time. That's why I started using eSIMs this year, and I absolutely love it. They're convenient, fast, and affordable. My favorite part about eSIM is that you can set everything up remotely before you arrive in your destination country. When you land, your phone will connect to the local network and boom, you have internet. They have super fast speeds, affordable prices, and over 170 destinations to choose from. I got their eSIM for Italy, and I had no problem streaming music, uploading stories to my Instagram, and even FaceTiming my family back home. And what's cool is that you can even set up your eSIM before your trip to Europe so you can stay connected as soon as you land. You can either set it up on their website or download the app, which is what I did. After you download the app, just search for your destination, choose your trip dates, and pick the eSIM you want. Once you're done, just save your confirmation code, and you're all set. When you land in Europe, go to Settings, select General, tap on VPN and Device Connection, and then click on Set Up eSIM. Scan the QR code on your confirmation email, and you'll be connected in no time. All right, now let's talk about solo travelers. If you want to travel to Europe alone without breaking the bank, then head to one of these safe towns. They are known for being very walkable and having a low crime rate. For Western Europe, consider Luxembourg City, Rennes, or Strasbourg. For Central Europe, check out Ljubljana, Bratislava, and Dresden. And for Southern Europe, you have Valencia, Seville, and Granada. Just be sure to do your research because safety can change depending on the time of year and current events. Okay, now let's say you do decide to visit one of these popular European cities. Here's a tip to save money on accommodation. Book a guest house outside of the city center. When you do your search on booking websites, filter for guest houses because they usually have very affordable prices. Just be sure to look at the map and make sure it's not too far outside of the city center because you don't want to waste your vacation time commuting. And it also helps if you have a bike or are staying somewhere with bikes because you can get to the city center a lot quicker. Okay, now for this next tip, you'll have to go to a coastal area. But if you want to discover a hidden town, then take a ferry route. I found this method to be very effective in Croatia when I wanted to explore a new island. You can go to a local port and ask the locals where they would recommend going. Most of the islands aren't connected by roads, only by sea. So you'll need to take a ferry to get there. But once you arrive, you'll have beautiful beaches and empty streets. I also found a really cool island this way, and I ended up meeting some locals who invited me to a private beach party. So yeah, that happened. Okay, now let's talk about food. There's nothing like trying the local cuisine when you're abroad, but if you want to eat like the locals, then skip the touristy restaurants and head to a local food market instead. These markets often have stalls with fresh produce, cheese, meats, baked goods, and more. Not only are these products usually cheaper than the supermarket, but you'll also be supporting local vendors and businesses. And if you want to save even more money, then buy your groceries and have a picnic in a park, or even better, at an Airbnb. All right, and for the last tip, always give your friends and family a copy of your itinerary along with emergency contacts. You can put your itinerary into an Excel spreadsheet like this so it's easier to share. And don't forget to include details like flight numbers, accommodation addresses, and important passwords. It's an easy-to-use tool that allows you to share your location with friends and family, and you can track each other's movements in real time. It's free to download, and you can easily add people to your circle. Just share your unique link, and they'll be able to see your location. If something ever happens, you can also share your location with emergency services directly through the app. All right, well, those are my tips for planning your own secret trip to Europe. Let me know if this video helped you and be sure to subscribe for more epic stories and check out this playlist for more videos about Europe. Thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.